Okay, so going around the film here, I know it. So after Leader Lake, I went to one more spot before I met up with my parents and my brother and sister at Sun Cove Resort, which is on Lake Wanacott, sort of up by Tenasket and Oroville, very close to Soyuz. But the spot Crawfish was like way up at 4,500 feet. So I've been coming out of this heat that I've been talking about, like crazy hot, and the crazy forest fires, like everything's super smoky. Went to Crawfish, 4,500 feet. Deep forest. I believe this was like the still Wenatchee forest, or maybe the Okanagan forest. I'm not sure. Probably Okanagan forest. And awesome. Like really cool. Like in the mornings, it was almost like cold. I could sleep totally fine. Like in my sleeping bag, didn't have to be like on top of it. Nights would cool down. Super awesome spot. Great lake. There was this crazy lady there. Not crazy, I guess, but has led quite a tumultuous life. And she's actually from Methow, where all the fires were originating. So she was quite sad because all that beautiful area that she loves is burning down. But she like would kind of come over and talk to me tons, and definitely from that like more beat up class of society. So a lot of crazy interesting stories to tell me. She's been to this place called Slab City, which is like Arizona, sort of when you come from Anza-Borrego over to Arizona. It's like this weird kind of like place where a bunch of like nomadic older people kind of live. Like it's not really any rules or laws and stuff like that. But anyway, I'd been told about it in Anza, but I never went through it. But she'd been there too. But yeah, it was interesting talking to her. And I did this hike while it was still blue one day in the beautiful terrain, like a lot like sort of like Steak Lake last June looking like, except for the bugs were too dense in this one road. Like the bees and horseflies and just would not leave me alone. So I actually like sprint away from them, and they kept chasing. It was nuts. Like I never encountered insects like that where they wouldn't give up after you sprinted away. So I kind of went back, and then I went for a little bit of another hike later in the day. And now the smoke had really settled in, and I went down to like towards the Colville Indian Reservation, and it was like more like marshland down there. It was interesting, and that smoke was rolling in, and like yeah, it was just kind of a cool vibe. So I came out of there, went back to the campsite, went to sleep. I think I spent 2 nights or something like that at Crawfish, 2 or 3 maybe, I'm not sure, but it was a great site. I wish I would have spent longer there, but I had to get up to Sun Cove, and when I left Crawfish, I had planned, okay, let's try to take the route that has the least forest road or gravel road. And I was like, thought I was being smart by taking this one route, but it totally wasn't. I ended up on like the craziest road I've been on all trip. This Grant road, like farmer's land stuff. I was like going through sand and rocks. It's like nuts. It's like, please don't break car, and it didn't. Car's been behaving pretty good, by the way. So I get to Sun Cove, and I think Brian and her name is Dale run this place, this couple. And it's like you eat dinner there. I know it's kind of cool. So it was good for our family to meet up there. And Maria and Carmen were there the first day. We went for a float. I sent up this tarp system that totally failed for our tents, but no big deal. So the lake has like Epsom salts in it. It's really like kind of interesting. But it's a clean lake. It's big. We floated in it. It was good. Maria and Carmen were there for like a day or two. My mom and dad showed up for one of those days, and then Maria and Carmen had to leave. And I hung out with my mom and dad for like a few days. We went into Tenasket one of the days, but pretty much just hung out at the lake, and like it was good for me to just kind of rest, catch up on some computing, eat some good food, do some laundry, and see my parents who I hadn't seen in a long time. So that was awesome. And then I went to Lyman Lake, which is quite close to Crawfish. And Lyman's not quite as high, but again, still temperature difference you can totally tell. When I was going in there, there's a road called Ennis Valley Road, and it is gorgeous. Like I got some footage of that. I walked along it one day after going on this hike through the woods and coming out on that back to the campsite. Had the campsite totally to myself, which was crazy. It was a really nice site. And then the other day I did like a hike up again away from this crazy place. Came to this awesome kind of abandoned barn thing that was like also like a bird sanctuary. This open, awesome place, really cool. And then back down the Lyman Lake, Moses Mountain Road to the campsite. So both hikes kind of led me in like a loop, which was cool. I didn't have to go out and turn around. They looped. Really hot there, but like I said, at night and the morning it cooled off. The last morning I was there, it was almost like cold.